Hey, what is up? In the last video, you guys asked me where was it that I actually buy my Gunpla, the place I showed at the beginning of the video, and it's this place coming up here on the left, Yamada Denki. It's just like a regular electronics store. This one right here, but they just also happen to stock Gunpla as well. And because I live relatively close to it, that makes it pretty simple to pick them up. Alright, so here we are, so let's go in and get that Graze Ein. Hey, what is up everyone? Welcome back to another high-grade iron-blooded Orphans review, and this right here is the Graze Ein. So I was pretty lucky I went in when I did because this was the last one in there. Anyway, first off, here's a look at the front of the box. As usual, on the sides of the box we've got some images of what it will look like out of the box and put together, looking pretty cool there. And around on this side we've got some information about the model suit as well as the pilot, and there is the retail price, 1,400 yen. So here is the awesome Graze Ein out of the box and snapped together, and I have to say I'm loving the color scheme here. Probably my second favorite Graze color after the original, and speaking of which, here it is side by side with the standard Graze for a quick comparison. Also here it is beside the high grade Barbatos as well as the 1/100 Barbatos, and finally beside a master grade. On the whole, I have to say that this is the most savage looking variant of the Graze. The dark colors, huge shoulder armor, and of course, the main event here is those huge legs with those claw-like feet. As for color accuracy, it looks great out of the box, but we do get a small sheet of foils in here, which is pretty much the same as what we saw with previous versions of the Graze. But the eye section in here is not in yellow this time, it's in this nice psychotic red. I'll also mention that I didn't use the yellow stickers on here, as personally I prefer it without them. Moving on to the accessories, and first off we get the axes, which I thought were pretty much the same as what we've seen before, but no, these are actually bigger than those ones. In here as well, shock, an alternate pair of manipulators. So what we have is fists, as well as open manipulators that can hold the axes. As well as those, we also get an alternate pair of feet, if you could even call them that, for doing its signature drill kick. Gurren Lagann would be proud. In the forearms we've got these cool pile bunkers which can pull in and out like this. And finally we've got those guns which attach to the shoulders. So now, moving quickly onto articulation, and I assume it's pretty similar to the Graze, even though it's bigger. But anyway, there is the head all the way to the back, all the way down. Got some side to side there, but it kind of gets blocked at that point. You might be able to force it a bit further, pop it off and turn it around, but that's pretty much the most of the natural movement you'll get. The shoulder armor up here that can move up and down like that at that point. This part also folds out like we've seen before to attach in that gun. We've got a ball and socket joint here at the shoulder, and as well as that we have another joint in just here. We've got some rotation here at this point. There is the bend at the elbow, that is pretty good. We've got some more articulation at this point right here, so up, down, and a ball and socket here at the wrist. As well as the shoulder, there's also a little bit of articulation in here at the torso, as you can see. Those can move in and out ever so slightly. Next, the ab crunch, there's all the way to the front, all the way back, again, pretty damn good. A ball and socket in the waist there, so you've got some front, back, side to side. This was a little bit loose, so I had to tighten that up with a little bit of glue, but now that is perfectly fine. Around in the back is the attachment point for the axes. Those can move down like that and up like that. As you can see, it has that kind of old high-gradeness to it there where it's not filled in, it's not solid. Bit of a cost-cutting measure. These sections here as well, they can move all the way down like that as well as all the way up. So if you wanted to, you could kind of attach the axes into those for other poses, like it passing it up to the manipulators or something like that. So that's pretty cool. Now moving on to those legs, and there it is all the way up to the front. We've got some movement of the skirting armor there, so let's move that out of the way first. And there is the leg up all the way to the front, so that is pretty good. That kind of bounces down a little bit though. This side skirting armor right here, that gets in the way of it to the back, out to the side, up to the front. That's kind of a bit of a bad design right there. It looks cool, but it does get in the way. So again, there it is all the way out to the side. That's the most you will get from that. There it is all the way to the back. We have a pivot, a bit of a swivel right here. There is that bend at the knee, so that is a double jointed knee. The knee armor stays out there just like in the original Graze, I think. That's pretty cool. There's a look at that from the back. So again, you can see all the way into that awesome frame. This section of armor here can pull out like that to show the boosters, the thrusters in there. Another cool aspect. So lastly, down here at the ankle, and you've got 2 points of articulation, one here and one here. That can move up like that. If I move that out, can it move a bit more? Not really. This little bit of armor attaches on in a very, very unique way. It has that little piece like that that looks like the top of a nail. This little section here, and that pushes in there and then pulls down, so this pops out an awful lot. Not too much, but it can get annoying. So one more time, there it is all the way up, there it is all the way down, no side to side at that point. The claws are attached via this ball and socket joint here that attaches on like that, so you kind of get side to side pivot, up and down. There goes that armor again being annoying, and pretty much that is it. You get quite a bit from that. All in all, the articulation on here is pretty damn good, as you would expect from an Iron-Blooded Orphans high grade. So that is it for the review. The Graze Ein brings the same awesome level of quality to the table that we've come to expect from this high grade line. But this time it does add a new level of uniqueness, creepiness, weirdness that this line has been missing. It's big, it's black, and it's all around evil looking. What is not to like? If you're into Iron-Blooded Orphans and love Graze Ein's new Graze, then you definitely cannot go wrong with this kit right here. So as always, thank you very much for watching, and make sure to come back for more Gunpla reviews. See you next time.